A very good evening and welcome to the Forde Arena in the community centre. Michaela Breeze together with myself, David Goldstrom, and really looking forward to this evening's men's 94 kilo class. It's competitive based on the entry totals, which suggest that there's just a spread of 15 kilos across the 9 competitors, and that promises to be a very competitive competition, and our fingers are crossed that we have a really good start. Unlike yesterday's 85 kilo class, lots of really good lifts. And there you can see the body weights. They weighed in within the last couple of hours. And they're right at the top there, Nabir of Azerbaijan, the really light man. And here he is, fourth in the junior competitions in 2013. This is Zielinski, said to be in really good form, European silver medalist 2 seasons ago. And next, Yegor Klimanov for Russia, European under-23 champion 2 seasons ago. And sitting right next to him in the warm-up room, this is the Lithuanian Sigimantis Stanulis, European under-23 champion last season. Fourth in Europe was the second of the Polish competitors, Lukasz Grela, 29 years of age. And next up, it'll be the Georgian Rauli Sirikidze, European champion at 85 kilos. That was in 2012. Now getting used to a new weight category. Georgy Shikov there, a bronze medal at under-23 level 2 seasons ago. And Georgy Kuptsov representing Russia. The man before him representing Bulgaria. And this man a silver medal at under-23 level. And completing the lineup for Belarus, Alexander Makaryenko, and at 26, fourth in the 2013 edition of the European Championships in Tirana. So those are your contenders.
Preparing for Rio with first
Norway and Ferde. Good atmosphere in the hall. It was fantastic last night here, the 105C final that went close to midnight, and there were 1,200 people packed into this tiny hall. Just the best atmosphere I've ever seen for a 105C group. And of course, we've had some famous winners. Aurimas Didzbalis of Lithuania won this title last year, 403 kilos. And, well, they'll be doing some to get close to that today, I'll tell you. There on the screen, you'll see in a moment the opening weights are posted by each of the lifters. And momentarily, we'll show you the B group from earlier in the day and the best lifts in snatch and clean and jerk. Now, this is the snatch, and it's Redon Manouchi of France, 165 kilos on the bar for his 3rd and final attempt.
Well, a very, very tall lifter from France. Doesn't seem to move as quick as some of the lifters we've seen, but the 165 was good enough to put him in the lead.
So already out on the stage here, the first man to get us underway is the lightest man in the competition, and this is Nalkan Nabir, representing Azerbaijan, 21 years of age and 158 kilos on the bar. And that B group successful lift 165, but that's a pretty comfortable, confident start from the man from Azerbaijan.
Well, I referred to the lack of speed from the Frenchman just a second ago, but that's how to do it at speed. Big guys moving quickly. The acceleration from up and under, that change in direction is lightning quick. Really good lifting.
I don't think the B group are going to be a factor this evening, although that's a dangerous thing to say. But there are plenty of lifters who are going to open up in the 160s, 170s. But just at the moment, Nabir, he's only in 5th place because there are 4 B group lifters. The first man that we saw is Manouchi, 165, Arat of Turkey, 164, Mushik of Israel, 163, Karina of Albania, 160. It was a really good competitive B group earlier today. So Yegor Klimanov, now of Russia, 23 years of age, under-23 champion 2 seasons ago, opening up on 160.
Very tidy opening attempt. Got to take some confidence from that. Clearly had a good warm-up. He's in the competition now.
Yeah, Klimanov. Now, hopefully, to be followed by Rauli Sedekidze, representing Georgia. Already a European champion, but at the lighter weight class of 85 kilos. That was 4 years ago, so went to Houston, 20th in the World Championships. 160 kilos is what he collected in the first half of the World Championships in the snatch phase, and that's where he's starting right now. Well, as you would expect, Michaela, these are all well within their range. First attempt should be.
Yeah, they are. I mean, well, I say they are. It depends on the kind of training they've had. You can see Sedekidze's knees very, very heavily strapped. Looks to me like a spot of tendonitis, the way that they're strapped. And coaches here just changing the weights. The bar automatically increases by just 1 kilo. They have, before the clock runs, 30 seconds to change it, and they can change it one more time after that.
So the bar going to 163 for the appearance of Georgi Shikov of Bulgaria. Spent a good deal of his weightlifting career at 85 kilos, but a couple of seasons ago moved up, and, well, we know that 162 is well within his range. But in fact, the bar changing already, and it's Makaryenko who's proposed to come out now for Belarus. Interestingly, looking back to the weight categories which were established for this 94 kilo class dating back to 1998, nobody from Belarus has ever won this European title. So 163 for the man who weighed in at 73 kilos 59, sort of the middle of the range. Actually 93 kilos 59, to beg your pardon, but the good thing about it is that we're getting a good start here.
Really fast into the receiving position. See the stability and the flexibility in that position. Great range of movement in the shoulder joint.
And Nabir now out for his second attempt. So 3 kilo increase, but still below the B group. Well, good and explosive.
Yeah, it's very explosive. Didn't quite get his chest high in the starting position. That may have been the reason he's just taken a step forwards. But very aggressive in his lifting. So quick underneath the bar.
So Nabir up into the bronze medal position, and now it is Sedekidze, who's at the moment down in 7th place, 4 kilos on the bar. So this would put him up into 3rd place, behind 2 B group lifters. He's a little heavier than Ibrahim Arat of Turkey, who's currently in 2nd place, another of the B group lifters from earlier today.
Does well.
Yeah, congratulations there. He saved the day.
Only just. That so nearly went out the back door. You watch the replay, just see how far back. Hopefully we'll see this from the side. Toes come up. Almost went. Really good functional stability to bring it back.
Well, he's within about a kilo of his personal best, so...
Right on the limit.
Yeah, you're going to see quite a lot of the Georgians when we get to the super heavyweights. It's a class they've really focused on. And a big cheer for the Bulgarian, Shikov. Bar to 165 for Shikov. First attempt. So Shikov weighed in at 93.67. That's still heavier than the two men from the B group who are currently in first and second places.
Oh, not a bad lift in terms of positions, just backed away from the bar in the receiving position. On these kind of weights, you've got to be fully committed. Really good extension, lots of float on the bar. Just not quite underneath.
So another debutant here, Georgy Kupsov, another 21-year-old. Two Russians in the field, Yegor Klimonov and this man, under 23 silver medalist last season. So once again, 165 for Kupsov. And that will be second place in the snatch rankings. Good opener from him.
You know, it's funny how the different countries, different lifters of different countries seem to have their own style. This is very much a Russian style, so solid at the bottom, no movement, no bouncing, no wobbling.
And as usual in the warm-up room, you'll find that the Russians, they don't sit by side on the platform. There's great competition from the different parts of Russia between the coaches, and they very much are their own men. Now, Klimonov, second attempt, 165. So that is a first serious setback for him.
Just watch this, really good off the floor, kicks the bar out in front, not quite enough height on the bar. Very close though, he's capable.
So Shikov, 165, second attempt. Kupsov into second place. Still red on Manouchi of France with those 165 kilos and light body weight leading. That's more like it.
Well, gotta wonder why he didn't come out with that kind of focus on the first attempt. Maybe a little lethargic after the warm-up. May have had a few too many minutes waiting, but that was absolutely on the money.
Already coming to the bar now, Yegor Klimonov, 165 kilos, third attempt. Now that's a real problem for him because he's stuck down in 9th place. He's only got 160 kilos, and the probability is he's going to be well left behind, Michaela.
Well, if only he tried standing a little bit earlier, he may have been able to run underneath. What a shame. 1 out of 3.
Bar up a kilo now. So it looks like it's going to be Alexander Makaryenka who's going to go for 166 for the outright lead. This would surpass Manouchi from the B group by a kilo. Well, the arms looked well enough.
Yeah, they did. Just pulled the bar onto himself. Very bent arms as he came off the floor. But real fight to stand up with it. Well done.
Yeah, interesting. We haven't seen him for a couple of years, and if you're wondering what that means, it's probably what you're imagining, that he was a naughty boy. He broke the rules and served a 2-year suspension. So, in a sense, he'll be a little bit ring rusty, but now the cobwebs will be blown away. So, Nabir now for Azerbaijan. 91 kilos, 35. He's really giving weight away here. 166. So this for the lead on lighter body weight.
Well, it's a shame. He's had 2 good lifts. Very explosive, like the speed. Just let his backside drift up at the start that time. That's what happens when these lifters are under pressure. The technique can break down. Very fine lines.
And still, sorry, Mikhail, still 3 lifters still to start. Grella of Poland, Stanulis of Lithuania, and also Zielinski. Zielinski posting at 170. Stanulis at 167 and Grella at 170 to come in. But this is Sirakidze for the last time in the snatch discipline. 166 for him. Currently in 6th place. And this would also put him into gold by virtue of lighter body weight. 93.4 compared to Makaryenko's 93.59, the current leader.
Watch the replay on this. I think you'll see he comes onto his toes very early off the floor. You want to keep the weight through flat feet, making sure you generate all your force straight down through the floor. The heels are coming up. Can't really drive from that position.
So he's stuck on 164.
Makaryenko of Belarus has declined his 3rd attempt. I'm not sure why. Maybe he's carrying a niggle of some kind.
Yeah, well, let's just take that with a pinch of salt, because remember, we had a situation yesterday when those signals went up on the scoreboard for Bardis, and they were totally untrue.
Yeah, they were just trying to wind us up.
There's confirmation that he has retired from the snatch.
Well, let's hope if he is injured that it's not too bad.
It'll be interesting to see if we can get a picture. A big rush going on now.
Yeah, there is.
The bar to 169.
It doesn't need to rush.
No, because the bar has to be cleaned. Maybe a little bit of blood on there, and they've got to cleanse the bar.
Well, David, weightlifters don't like walking far, and they certainly don't like running. No. And he's just had a trot across the warm-up room, which is a decent distance, 50 metres or so.
Interesting that, you know, the stage problem, you know, we had a few nights ago that a lot of athletes were slipping, a good many of them, because they were not actually achieving the optimum position with their legs. But here you can see
this is
Makaryenko.
Yeah, I think, do you know what, I thought this when he was lifting. I'm guessing that his injury niggle could well be an elbow. He was under a lot of strain in that position, and I did think he'll be all right. I'm sure he's just a precaution rather than anything else.
So Georgi Shikov to a cheer from the Bulgarians here. So Shikov going for 169, outright lead. This would give him actually a 3-kilo lead on the field. Still 3 men yet to start, though. So this is very much the hors d'oeuvre, main course to come. good. He got it all wrong on the first attempt, didn't he? He just didn't have any fire in his belly, and the second and third attempts have been really good. And 169. Just looking at that, that's yeah, it's well up on what we've seen doing the under-23 ranks. So Tomasz Zielinski now of Poland, out 170 kilos, first attempt for the Pole. Poland need a good performer at these championships. Could this be the man tonight? Well, that's a great start, Michaela.
It is, and Tomasz Zielinski has a best place finish at a European Championships of second in 2014, but we know that he's coming into this Championships in form. He did 175 only last month, so he's clearly confident, and this could well be the year that he makes his mark.
Well, he was runner-up in the European Championships in Tel Aviv, so this is a great opportunity. And now, oh well, Žygimantas Stanulis. If you want a performer, Lithuania in that very distinctive top and suit. These are their colors that they make famous. And 170 kilos. First attempt. 93 kilos, 57. Lighter than Zielinski. You want to be entertained? He's a man.
He's a man. He's got a result coming into this. He's European under-23 champion from last season. So, you know, this is going to be one heck of a fight, and I reckon it's going to be between Zielinski from Poland and Stanulis, who is in picture right now.
Of course, he is really a bit of an understudy, isn't he? Because Aurimas Didžbalis of Lithuania actually won this title with actually a very decent total of 403 kilos last year. But now Georgi Kuptsov, I think this guy could be interesting. Remember, Klimanov has really blotted his copybook, so this is the Russian we need to concentrate on.
Very quiet, very unassuming, comes out about his business, just gets it done.
Again, body weight.
Oh, goodness me.
That bar flew over his head.
Oh, there goes the chalk.
Oh dear.
Sorry, shouldn't laugh. That's going to be a messy job to clean up.
Oh, the Hoover's coming. Other makes are available.
I wasn't even watching the replay then. Sorry about lack of feedback, but watching the loaders try and clear up the mess they just made.
Well, there's Zielinski. Whilst the loaders, the referees are asking for the clock to be stopped for Kuptsov because it's not fair whilst the loaders are clearing the stage. So that clock needs to be reappointed.
This guy needs a lesson on hoovering as well. Slow it down.
That's the current state of play there. So you can see Kuptsov's got one more to come. And Zielinski with two. Stanulis. Still to play his cards, Łukasz Grela, who is the second of the Polish athletes. So the top half dozen at the moment covered by 5 kilos.
Well, there you can see Stanulis has gone to 174 on a second attempt.
That's the Russian.
170.
Yeah. Well, he's got to take that, really. But the clock's been restarted for him, so he hasn't really lost any time. He's actually had more recovery time as a result of the magnesium going all over the stage. So Kuptsov, to make amends, needs this to stay in the competition or stay close to the kilos that may ultimately decide gold, silver and bronze, but this will put him into gold. Better.
Yeah, much better. Nailed that overhead.
It's always a great sign when somebody comes out and, you know, corrects the fault.
Good extension, so fast into the receiving position. Talk about catching the lift at the bottom. He does exactly that.
Lucas Grella now for Poland, 174 kilos, first attempt. And this, of course, for the outright lead, and it would be a decisive lead as well. This would really turn the screw on the rest of the field. Well, Zielinski was impressive, but that was pretty good.
Yes, and I think Grella has been overshadowed by a number of other quality Polish lifters, only 4th ranked in the Polish team, but it looks like he's improving at a rate of knots. Really good extension for a tall guy. Stronger on the snatch than he is on the clean and jerk, so we'd expect him to take an advantage in the first phase.
He's not old, but he's, well, more of that in a moment. Let's concentrate on his teammate, Zielinski, going for 174, likewise. So this will be for second place. Poland go 1 and 2.
I've not seen Thomas look this good. He really is on fire today.
Yeah, Thomas Zielinski is the younger of the two. Grella's actually 29 years of age, 4th in Europe last year when he picked up 178 kilos on his way to a total of 385. So this is very interesting for the two Polish. But here's the, well, here's the cabaret they've booked. But looking for a bit of divine guidance. And 174 for Stanulis. Now, this would put him on body weight up into second place. In fact, he'd split the two Polish athletes. Grella would stay on top. Zielinski would drop to a bronze medal position.
Oh, I don't know. Even if he stood with that, his right arm was bent.
Does have one more go. But when you miss after the two Polish athletes have clearly shown the sort of form they're in, the third attempt becomes really vital, but it's already limited his ambitions.
So we're seeing now Zielinski go to 176.
Well, I wonder what's Stanulis 174. I think he's got to come out and take this.
Yeah, Grella of Poland has gone up to 182. He's not going to come out on that. He'll bring it back down, I'm sure.
No, but Stanulis is really right on his limit here. And he has a minute and 20. Oh, he's going to buy some time. Put an extra kilo on the bar, 175, so.
We need the camera on the platform right now. It's like a comedy sketch for these loaders today.
Oh, come on, they're great. They
have been absolutely fantastic. Knocking over the chalk bin and then skidding onto the floor.
But I'll tell you what, I've not seen a group of loaders work, you know, they've been greyhounds, haven't they? But they've been absolutely superb, both teams. There's a female team and a male team that have been working, and they've been absolutely excellent. And I can't remember a better loader group than these guys. It's just another sign of the quality of the organisation here. You know, that they've been prepared for this competition.
They have.
The biggest competition they've ever had in this
Well,
town.
they've clearly done a lot of rehearsals, and everything has been going so smoothly.
So Stanulis, he's been watching track and field, high jump, long jump. He wants to bring the crowd on his side. That's absolutely fine. If it works for him, terrific. If he lives off this adrenaline, that's okay. But technically, he's got to be spot on here. 175. come on. That's a personal best.
Steady on. Don't waste the energy. Uh-oh. Careful, coach. Could get flattened.
Well, yeah, what a difference between last night and tonight.
Yeah.
This is what weightlifting's all about, particularly when you've got characters like this. But he's fought and he's been technically proficient and he's gone into the lead by a kilo. He can do no more. Now the counter-attack from the two Polish guys are going to have a bit of a ding-dong battle here. And it's Zielinski out for 176. 2 kilo increase to go back into gold. It's Lithuania, Poland, Poland at the moment.
Nice.
Oh. Well, I'll tell you what, he's done 176. I would have thought there was a bit more.
Well, to be fair, that was a personal best by 1 kilo, so he has come out here and lifted on the limit. But yeah, he looked good, really good. I reckon there's probably a couple more kilos there.
But of course, his teammate, Grella, has now got 2 attempts. So, Grella, the taller of the two, completely different stature, the two Polish boys. But this is 178 to give himself a 2 kilo advantage.
Doesn't need 178 unless he's looking ahead and wanting as much lead as he can going into the clean and jerk, knowing his teammate's a bit stronger. That was risky.
Well, that was a 4 kilo increase. He's got one more go at it. So at the moment, Tomasz Zielinski in gold. Here we go.
Cool. You know, that's a sign of somebody overlifting. He's put too much height on the bar. Almost like the bar hit him in the receiving position. What a shame.
So Zielinski in gold. There he is. Stanulis of Lithuania in silver. Grella in third. And there's 2 kilos between all 3 men. And then there's a drop of 4 kilos to Kuptsov of Russia. 5 to Shikov of Bulgaria. There you can see the 1, 2, 3 at the moment. 1 attempt remaining. So some of the guys already into their clean and jerk preparations, but Grella now. So he can't go back. He has to go for 178 again. He makes it. He takes the gold medal. He fails. He ends up with bronze. Zielinski looking on from the back room. No. And it's Zielinski's gold medal. And Grella has missed out. 2 attempts at 178. It hasn't happened. And Tomasz Zielinski, the other Polish man, has taken the gold medal. And Stanulis Zigimantis, Stanulis of Lithuania, gets the silver.
Yeah, just let his backside lift as he came off the floor. That's enough to send the body weight forwards. Couldn't quite recover. He may look back on that 2 kilos too many and regret.
Well, it's made it a close competition.
It has, very close.
Zigimantis there. Look at him. He knows instantaneously when a camera's on him. But Zielinski there, you can see he has the advantage by 1 kilo and 2 over teammate Grella and 4 over Kuptsov. And then 166 for Makaryanka, who retired after 2 attempts. Hopefully he'll be okay to come out for the clean and jerk. And there's Sonny Webster, you can see, of Great Britain, who lifted earlier in the day there with 2 out of 3 lifts, but 149. And this is the winning lift from Tomasz Zielinski.
Just superb today. He was the class lifter, 3 out of 3. Very focused, very quiet, just came out and did the job.
So the boys now going into a 10-minute. So welcome back, and in the warm-up room, Lukasz Grella of Poland, who we've just passed, is just about to lift. This is Kuptsov in the picture there for Russia. Playing catch-up because of that 1 missed attempt, and beyond him in the green there, Stanulis of Lithuania, who's actually posted 192 kilos, but we think he's not going to come in at that low weight. Michaela Breeze alongside myself, and just about a minute 45 to go. So let's remind you of the situation in the snatch. This is the situation at halfway. Zielinski by a kilo from Stanulis there of Lithuania, and then 2 kilos back to Grella. Kupsov, who's 5 kilos down, as you can see there. In fact, 6 kilos, I beg your pardon. And those are the men who really got to produce something really good. Yegor Klimonov there with those 2 failures, really, at 165. Those have taken him out of the competition. He's got a long way to go. Now, these are the weights that the men have posted to go for their first attempts, and neither Michaela or myself can believe that the Lithuanian is going to come out at 192, but it's still flashing on the screen. But before all of that, let's have a look at the B group and the best performance in the B group in the clean and jerk. 198 kilos on this second attempt by the Turk, Ibrahim Arat.
Well, it was a tough lift. You can see he's fighting it, battling all the way. Manages to stand still before being given the down signal.
But 198 together with a snatch of 164, a total of 362. And it was Ibrahim Arat who produced the best total in the B group. So that is the target. That's the leader in the clubhouse. He did actually go for a third attempt in the clean and jerk for 205, but he didn't make that. Well, really good atmosphere in the hall as we now look forward to the second half of this men's 94 kilo championship of Europe. 207.25 pounds, a little over 14 3/4 stones in whichever currency you like to count the weight. And first man out here is Alexander Makaranka of Belarus. Makaranka, who went 163, 166, and then obviously was not comfortable and decided not to take his third attempt. So he's had a long wait.
Well, this will be a test now, see if he is carrying an injury. Hopefully not.
Bar at 193 kilos.
Well, there's no injury exposed there. Just lack of strength. Dropped his chest as he tried to stand out of the clean. That pulled him onto his toes. He just can't recover from there. Chest is low all the way through the lift.
What if you wind back through the years? Fourth in the World Championships in 2013 in Wroclaw. I mean, he was clean and jerking 210 kilos in those days. You know, he's only 26, so he's really in his prime. But of course, as I mentioned in the first half, he has served a suspension, which means, you know, he's coming back in really to these European Championships. These are his first major competitive championships for the best part of 3 years. So that will, well, in fact, no, not exactly, just over a year.
Well, the rules have changed now. Suspension equals 4 years.
As it should.
Oh, I disagree with that. I think it should be life. Personally, personal view. I don't want to get in trouble for saying that, but
sad thing is that even if you did make it life, there'll still be people out there who'll take a chance.
Yeah, but life would be a much greater deterrent. Clock's just below 1 minute.
But the 4 years at least takes you out of the following Olympic Games. And, you know, several World Championships. So Makarenko now having to try this for a second time. His body language does not fill me with confidence.
He's tired. You know, these guys are bigger now. They take a little bit longer to recover generally. 2 minutes isn't very long between attempts. And does the coach shout 3?
So he's got the clean. This to get a total. Staggers around a little bit, but I think he's going to get his 3 whites. And indeed he does. And 359 kilos is the overall reward. And that puts him straight up into second place in the clean and jerk and second overall.
It does. Just looks such a tough lift. This is his opening weight. Nails it on a second attempt, but I'm not sure how many more kilos are there today.
3 kilos down at the moment on Arat of Turkey, leader in the B group.
197. Looks like the weight that he's gone to. Stanulus, just to give you an idea now, he did increase his opening attempt to 195. He's increased it again to 196. That's it. He has to come out on 196.
And as you'll explain, he doesn't have any more options, does he?
Yeah, you're only allowed to change your chosen weight twice. I guess that's to stop a continuous game of cat and mouse out the back. You have to be very selective over the weights that you choose.
Rally Sidekadze. So at the halfway stage, down in 9th place and a full 12 kilos behind Thomas Zielinski. 1 failure at 166, but still a massive task ahead of him to pull himself back onto the podium. Well, certainly strength enough for that, and more to come. I'll just be very interested if he makes the second attempt, what he goes for on the third attempt.
Right, just watch here. Lax extension through the middle, cuts it very, very short, wastes no time in this position, straight into the jerk. The whipping of the bar is allowed in that instance because he just never gave the bar a chance to be stationary. It wasn't deliberate oscillation, that's fine.
So he's equal on kilos there, Sidekadze and Makarienko of Georgia and Belarus, but Sidekadze lighter, 93.4 to Makarienko's 93.59, and well, the crowd have really taken to this man. Stanulus, he's just crept up his opening weight a little bit, and one was 192 originally, 196 now to
He's
start.
creating his own adrenaline here, asking the crowd to make some more noise.
So he's got, of course, the silver medal from the first half. But the platform he's starting from now means he has to make every single attempt.
Oh, body nearly buckled after the clean. Oh.
Well, there were no histrionics there, because you made a very good point. I mean, it's great to have a showman, but all that showmanship does sap energy.
It does, but he thrives on it as well. He needs to be extremely, I guess, aroused for this level of competition to be able to perform at his best. And that's different for every lifter. You compare him to Zielinski, who's very calm, very collected. It's just how the different lifters respond. 1984.
So yeah,
Kutsov, I think. No, was it? Yes, Kutsov's come down from 200 down to 198.
Makarienko, who suddenly finds himself down in 4th place and looking for another 4 kilos to take him up to 363 to boost him up into 2nd place. The Turkish lifter from the B group, Ibrahim Arat, at the moment still in 2nd place. So this would usurp him if he can lift it up, Makarienko. Big ask.
just let the hips come backwards as he dipped. What a shame.
That bar moving forward, there's no way that you can recover from that. You'll see it from the side angle very clearly, but first drives up.
Hips go backwards a little bit too low. What a shame.
Georgi Kuptsov now 198 for his opening weight. So as you rightly said, he's just come down a couple of kilos. I wonder what that means. Does it mean that the warm-up wasn't all it should be? Could be.
Probably missed his last warm-up attempt.
4th place at the halfway stage. Well, there's no worries there.
No, sometimes a little wobble in the warm-up room can just knock that confidence, and you can only lower the bar to a weight that hasn't been loaded. So the lowest he could come down was 198. Really good position overhead. He's in the competition.
So Stanulis of Lithuania leading Kuptsov up into 2nd place. 3 kilos off that, and Ibrahim Arat, the Turkish lifter from the B group, now down to 3rd, just ahead of Serakadze. And here comes Serakadze, and he wants a bit of audience support as well. Well, it makes for the competition hall to really get engaged with the lifter and vice versa. So the bar up 199 kilos, 4 kilo increase, and this is to take him to 363 to push him up into overall bronze, but also the lead in the clean and jerk. So 199. He has lifted well over 200 kilos.
Tremendous leg strength. Straight into the jerk.
Okay for you?
Fine in terms of refereeing, yes, no problem at all. Just lacking that extension on the clean. Really short. He gets the bar to his knees and pretty much gets under it. Doesn't get the extension at the hip, and that's why the bar hits him so hard. Great leg strength to stand. And here the jerk, really good position overhead.
And the bar reaches 200 kilos for the appearance of Lucas Grella. 2 failures, not only to get the gold medal, but also to have an advantage going into this second half of the competition. Now, I know we were talking about him before and being slightly over 94 kilos, but he has actually, in this season, clean and jerked 210 kilos. So one would hope that this is a modest and very fair beginning, but he wants to get this one in early enough. Well, there's no problem with that. But
no,
can he go further?
Yeah, that's the question. That looked cautious, probably the word I'd use to describe that.
Cautious, nervous a bit after those 2 failures?
Yeah, first attempt's always nice to get it in. Just looking at the scoreboard, and Kuptsov of Russia has increased to his 2nd attempt right up to 210. I don't know if he'll come out on that, but what that means is I'm going to sit back, I'm going to watch everybody else, and I'm going to see what I need for a medal.
12 kilos at this stage. Zlatan Vanev, do you remember him? He was really extravagant, the Bulgarian, in the increases he would take, particularly towards those 2nd and 3rd attempts in the clean and jerk. But this is Shikov, first attempt, 200 kilos here, looking to add to the kilos that he got earlier in the competition. Shikov bringing forward 169, so this for 369. Putting straight into overall bronze.
Oh, I don't know. He twisted slightly, so I couldn't quite see, but his left elbow might have been dodgy. It's either that or it doesn't have a great lock. It's not, we're kind of at the wrong angle to see for sure, but...
Yeah, it's only because he sort of helicopter turned, so it made it... yeah, this doesn't help us see... Ah, this will.
Oh, no, he's just got a dodgy elbow lock on that side. That's going to make it difficult to hold.
So he goes up to third place. So Poland, Lithuania, Bulgaria, Russia, the 1, 2, 3, 4 in terms of countries.
Can we just clarify that, David, for those back home not clear? If the elbow bends and then straightens, that's not allowed. If the elbow stays bent, that's okay.
So Nabia. Nalkian Nabia on 203 kilos. Nabia, the lightest man of the class, weighed in at 91 kilos and 35. Well, he seems to have taken a lot out of himself there. That was a big attempt to catch up here with the 203.
Well, I think he's too far behind after the snatch to make up the deficit, but this was an attempt to go into a strong position on the clean and jerk. Not much wrong with it. Maybe could have dropped his body a fraction lower to catch the bar at arm's length.
So now a 7-kilo increase. But he may not win the gold, but he's certainly going to win the popularity contest here. But you've noticed that since the snatch, he's become much more focused and serious. He's not clowning around. And
I don't know if he was clowning around in the snatch. I think he was just, this is his way of being focused.
Yeah. But he's, you know, he's now, we haven't had so much outward emotions. He's really focused on the task here. 203 kilos. So this to take him to 378. That's good. I think he might celebrate now, indeed. But he's doing what he can do, isn't he? Which is, he can't worry about the others. He's just got to build for himself.
He has. He's got one attempt remaining, and he needs to give it everything he possibly can. So aggressive in the manner in which he lifts. Sometimes I wish some other lifters would step up and give us a bit of emotion, show us what it really means.
Two men yet to start here, Zielinski and also Yegor Klimanov. Remember, he had a bit of a nightmare, the other Russian, and he's got a lot to do to catch up. So Nabia again, representing Azerbaijan, not only the lightest, but also the joint youngest. The least experienced, that's another way you could describe it.
Well, there was more leg drive that time.
And that is a kilo more than he lifted in Houston, so that's pretty good.
Really fast under the bar on the clean, like we saw when he was snatching. Much bigger drive here with the legs. Catapults that bar to arm's length.
Well, this is really competitive because Sirikadze, who was up there in the medal positions, now finds himself 6th overall, 5th in the clean and jerk, and now has to reply with his effort at 203 kilos. So for him, this is just a 4-kilo increase to take him to 367. And this would be for second place in the clean and jerk.
Oh, how did he get under that? No.
So his day is done. And Rauli Sirikadze, European champion some 4 years ago at 85 kilos. Now he knows very much what it's like to be right in the mix of the 94.
Not quite enough drive.
Yegor Klimanov for Russia. Now this guy's really in trouble, so this is high stakes poker for him. 204. Well, that'll take him to 364 and improve his position a little bit.
One word to describe this lift: efficient. Textbook. And if you want to use the whip on the bar and do it legally, you stand up out of the clean and pretty much go straight into the dip and drive with only a split second to steady yourself. That's how you keep the whip on the bar without it being called oscillation.
So Grella now, 4 kilo increase. This is to take him to 378 to level him up with the Lithuanian. But by virtue of lighter body weight, he'll go into overall first place.
No, oh, I don't know.
Not sure about that.
Again, he's twisted slightly from the angle that we're at. I can't quite see his elbows from where we were. There we are. I thought there was movement.
He's surprised. He thought, well...
Let's have a front view. Here we are. Yeah, his right elbow flexed.
Really clear. Central and right referees picking that out very quickly. So that leaves Grella in second place with just one attempt to come. So the list's beginning to run out now. And Stanulis, well, at the moment, the bar's on 204. He's certainly not going to come out on that. Nabir. Stanulis has just crept up to 205. Surely this is going to change again because I can't see Nabir. Yeah, Stanulis on 205.
I wish they would write just a little bit clearer. There we are, that's better. 205. Who's that?
Well, this is only a 2 kilo increase. This would take him to 380.
So Grella has gone up by 1 kilo to try and stay with Stanulis' choice. 206 now for Stanulis. Is Grella going to go up again to try and stay with him?
So just over half a minute for Grella. Yes, he is going to come for 205.
Yeah, I think the rules specify you're not allowed to change your appearance on the platform, so his knee supports were down around his ankles. The technical controller just asking him to pull them up. Needs to get a move on here. 18 seconds.
This could determine whether he stays in the medals or falls short.
Oh, dear me.
Well, he's clinging on to second place overall, but I'm not sure he's going to hang on to it because Shikov, Kuptsov, Nabir, Klimanov, and of course Zielinski yet to start.
Well, just not quite strong enough in the back. You could see it as he came off the floor, backside lifted and standing up with the clean, and of course shoulders rounded as well.
Mikhailo, that reflects also why he was trying to get those extra couple of kilos in the snatch in the first half. So
wrong lifters on the platform.
Yeah, 206 the bar for Zielinski. Originally posted 210, but is adapting to the circumstance. Zielinski's got a great chance, hasn't he? If he shows the sort of form he showed in the first half now, with these heavier weights, well over double body weight, 206 kilos. The man who nearly won the European title 2 years ago.
Very intelligent call from the coaches here, 206. And the reason they've brought it down to 206 is because Stanless has already used his 2 lives to change his weight. Stanless has to come out on 206. And quite simply, it's not enough to challenge Zielinski. Really good, really efficient lifting here. Absolutely spot on. Great to see.
Well, that's what Zielinski is going to think of. In fact, 212 is on the bar now. Sorry, yeah, 212 on the scoreboard, but now Kutsov, 206. So 8-kilo increase to take him to 376 to put him in the overall medals and to lead the clean and jerk. Yeah, he's made that.
Oh, needs to be careful to keep his hands on the bar. We saw a lifter earlier in the week failed for letting go of the bar early. Good lifting though, really solid, strong clean, and a big drive to arm's length.
Yeah, sort of classic Russian lifting, isn't it? You know, he's... So Klimanov, his Russian teammates, put his bar, well, he's gone 204, 215. He must be... Well, Shikov now out, 206. Just keep an eye on that from Klimanov in a minute. Obviously thinking of trying to massively catch up. So Shikov. And this to take him to 376. But it wouldn't put him into the overall medals. He'd still be just outside.
No. Right, just looking at the scoreboard, David, Kutsov has gone to that 212, just trying to work out the relevance of that. That would make up the deficit that he's behind on the snatch. So I don't think Zielinski's going to have it all his own way right now. He's still going to have to work for this gold medal.
And Klimov has obviously got his eyes on putting in a massive second attempt to try and get into something like the bronze or at least a clean and jerk medal. But now Stanoulis, 206 kilos for the man who lies in silver medal position. And this would only take him to 381, as Mikhaila explained to you a few moments ago. He's used up all his changes. So the Polish were very astute in their calculations. So this is to consolidate the silver medal position. Come on.
Uh-oh.
You could just see carnage written all over him, can't you?
You just see him flying off the platform and taking the coach out. Brilliant lifting, aggressive all the way. What more can you say? Just fear that his coaches may have made the wrong call by using up his lives pretty early. Had no other reaction, had to come out on the 206. He's in the silver medal position. We'll have to wait and see if he can stay there.
Yeah, well, it's an understudy to Aurimas Didzbalis, who won this title last year with 403. I mean, he's given it really his best shot, and he's finished on 381. So Nabia now.
Playing for medals in the clean and jerk.
Absolutely.
No. Oh. I thought he'd gone out the back door.
Can he finish it? What a pity.
Not
The lightest man in the class. And it would have been great if he'd gone into gold medal position in the clean and jerk, but he gave it his best shot. And he actually recovered well to get the clean.
He did. Look at this, right back on his heels. Still manages to stand. The drive wasn't too bad, just not to be today.
So Shikov now for Bulgaria, 2:08. There's the current state of play in the overall. Zielinski ahead of Stanulis. Kupsov, the Russian, in third place. Now, Klimonov has actually reduced from 2:15. He's come down. Zielinski posted 2:12 for his next attempt, and Kupsov on 2:11. But this is Shikov. And Shikov taking a 2 kilo increase to go to 371. And again, his mind is really on medals in the clean and jerk more than anything else.
Oh dear.
Oh, no.
You don't want to be dropping it like that. That's going to give you some bruises on the thighs.
So he's left down in 5th place overall. Lifts running out here. Klimonov, the other Russian, with 2 attempts to go, but it's Kupsov with 1, the leading Russian, and Zielinski with 2. Zielinski looking very, very secure. And Klimonov now with a 7 kilo attempt. This would take him to 371. So again, what he's looking for here is a medal in the clean and jerk. That's what this is all about. Big increase. Well, he's done it. Originally, he posted 2:15 and then came down again. I wonder.
Well, it's about a medal in the clean and jerk, which is now guaranteed. The next lift, remember he's still got 1 to go, could well be about trying to up his position in the overall ranks.
Yeah, because he's only 5 kilos shy of 3rd place.
So, interesting now.
And also, one other thing about Klimov, 92 kilos, 91. He's got a light body weight. That helps him. Now, Zielinski came down from 212 to 211. So this is just a 5 kilo increase. 387 is what he's going for. And consolidates his overall advantage.
This is all about the overall medal. Whether he wins gold on the clean and jerk is, at this stage, kind of irrelevant. The coaches are playing a very intelligent game here. They're making absolutely the right calls to make sure that the other lifters are unable to catch him. Textbook lifting. Brilliant.
So now Kupsov coming out at 211. So he's looking for an extra 5 kilos. Now, these 5 kilos are going to take him to 381. He's lighter than Stanulis. So this is all about fighting to get, not bronze, but to get silver overall. And, of course, he still wouldn't go into the lead in the clean and jerk because, actually, Klimonov, his teammate, is lighter than him, but it's not happened. And so he stays in the bronze medal position. Now, there's a bit of irony here because Klimonov now putting the bar up to 216 to take 5 kilos to level up with his teammate Kupsov, and that could snatch grab the bronze medal away from his own teammate.
Well, 2 lifts remaining.
But he's not going.
He's not going to challenge.
Zielinski's won the overall title. That we're clear about. The fight for the clean and jerk is on, but also for this overall bronze medal. He picks this up, and Kuptsov loses the bronze, and he wins it. Russia versus Russia. 2 teammates.
Oof. He's okay. I didn't catch him.
No. So Kuptsov prevails. Klimanov, actually, to be fair, I mean, his undoing was the first half of the competition.
Well, all about consistency, we say it time after time. Just watch how close this was. Really committed, body fully underneath. Let go. Just about got rid of it in time.
And there's Kuptsov.
Yeah, the second-ranked Russian, really.
Yeah.
Is the guy that won it today.
So it's all about Tomasz Zielinski, Poland's first championship here at the Europeans in Norway. And I think the whole of the Polish squad, including the president, Szymon Kowalski, will be absolutely delighted and relieved that they've got a championship title. And I'm pretty pleased for them as well, because Zielinski has lifted well, he's lifted consistently. He's now going for 6 out of 6. It's a 6-kilo increase, and he's looking for a total of 393. And Kowalski, his president, won this in 99, 2000, 2006, 2007, 2008. Not going to get that. But nonetheless, he's won it. His brother Adrian won this in 2014, denied him the gold. He was second, but now Tomasz Zielinski has got his reward, and so with a total of 387 kilos, Tomasz Zielinski gets the European Championship at 94 kilos.
She's a gold medalist on the clean and jerk. Klimanov, it's going to be a consolation prize, I guess.
Yes, and you just left to wonder, really, you know, what might have been, because Klimanov, you know, 160, and then those 2 failures at 165. You can see here, there's the gold medal, and the silver medal to Tomasz Zielinski, and Kuptsov, the Russian, getting the bronze medal in the clean and jerk. And we've got the winning lift and the totals to come. So
that's Klimanov clean. Really good, really solid and convincing overhead. It's a consolation medal, falls outside the overall, but gold on the clean and jerk.
And the overall results there: Poland, Lithuania and Russia, the 1, 2, 3, 387, the winning total. 6 clear of the runner-up from Lithuania.